$600 air ride, you bet. So I've been down to Foxtoberfest. I've seen some cool cars on air ride. All my friends are doing air ride, and in typical Altered Stangs fashion, we don't have a lot of money to play with. So what did I do? I scoured Facebook Marketplace till we found something we could use. An air ride system that looks like it's been sitting at the bottom of Lake Ontario for about 5 years. But hey, actually, it's brand new. So somebody local to me bought this kit, and this appears to be an airbagit.com kit. There's a little sticker on the solenoids here, says airbagit.com air engine. And from what I've seen of the pictures of their kit, it looks pretty close. And so for $600, we got a pretty complete kit. The only thing I can't find is the air pressure switch. Everything's brand new, unused. You can tell the connections haven't been made yet. Relay's never been wired. I mean, the stuff's just been sitting around. The story I was told was somebody attempted to install it in a car and then decided they were going to go in a different direction, so here it sits. So, you know, these things, I guess, I believe, came unpainted. He kind of tacked them in place, and so they just rusted. So we're going to get these sandblasted and cleaned up, and we'll probably remove these from these lower control arms. I don't think I want to run these. They look pretty rough. Once we get some of these bare metal parts blasted and cleaned up, they'll look like new again. We got our air pressure gauges with our up and down switches, and even included another set of switches that look a little different than this, in case we wanted them. And you know, from what I can see, a comparable kit's going to cost me over $2,400. That may come with a lot less problems in this kit, but this is what we do here at Altered Stangs. Low budget to no budget, right? So I'm pretty excited to have it. I think it'll go really good with this T-top coupe. Look pretty cool, squashed right on the ground. And if it works well, hey, maybe we'll install it in some other cars. Is this airbag system Golden Retriever approved? Must be. Don't eat it. Come on. Jackie and I have been trying to get some work done on the shop as well. We have to do it when we can. Fall is fast approaching. This is a project I should have had done long ago, but I always keep pushing it off and putting it on the back burner. The Silver Bullet had a vacuum leak and a bad transmission when we drove to Motor City Foxfest. We put over 1,200 kilometers on it that weekend. It wasn't going to stop us from going to the show. Alright guys, so whenever I get a new to me T5 transmission, which is what we've got here, I like to pull the plug, see what comes out of it. This was pretty clean. It looked like there was a little bit of shiny metallic stuff coming out of my finger, but I think it's more of the paint that was around the drain hole. As you can see, it's coming off there. But yeah, you really want to get all the old stuff out of it. I'm going to give it just a little spray with some brake clean. Let that drip out. So what I'm going to do is tighten the plugs up. I'm going to add our transmission fluid up top here, and I can put the base of my shifter on without the handle. The only reason that I can do this right now is I've got this guy, end of an old drive shaft that I've cut off. Be able to slide it right in here. That'll keep our fluid in when we go to install it. This makes life a lot easier. You don't have to worry about adding your fluid, exhaust being in the way or anything like that, or doing it through the shifter hole once it's in the car and then trying to get the shifter back on and reseal it. In our case, that's all going to be done. Slide it up into place, pop your bolts in, drive shaft in, hook up your shifter handle. We'll be away to the races. So as with anything you're doing, you want it to be super clean. So this transmission is supposed to have about 63,000 kilometers on it. I got it off somebody that I trust. Unfortunately for us, the bushing in it has got a bit of a rash mark there. That probably wouldn't be a problem, but I'm not going to use it I'm going to use the one out of the transmission we just broke because it looks to be in excellent shape. Alright guys, just working on my new to me transmission. This thing's supposed to have about 63,000 kilometers on it. I don't know what's going on, but the input shaft bearing retainer is worn worse than I've ever seen. Like, I've got 3 T5s over there, all with 200 plus thousand K on them. And none of them have wear like this guy. Here, let me show you. That's pretty deep, really. It's just strange. I really didn't want to get into swapping bearing retainers on this. You have to make sure the shaft end play is right and whatnot. So this kind of sucks. This is an ancient old bearing retainer I've got laying around off one of my parts cars. This thing's probably got 250, 275,000 K. And there's no grooves in this thing. Really strange. Here's a better look at it. This could cause binding issues. The seal on my old one was in poor shape. Lucky for me, my local auto parts store had one in stock. A few taps and it was in. I added a little bit of the right stuff and then I torqued it down. I added some more right stuff and then added the shifter. The trans slid right into place and everything else was cake. Meanwhile, Cooper was digging a hole and he was really happy about it, but Jackie wasn't really impressed with it. So after the trans was installed, I took the old curse out, the silver bullet out for a drive, and for some unknown reason, it started to heat up. It's one thing after another with this old Foxbody. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.